Hey everyone! So, although I've made quite a few videos on the Simpsons hit and run before, I wanted to see if I could find the origins of all the vehicles in the game. By which I mean the first appearance of these vehicles in the series.
Now, while I state that I intend to cover every vehicle, I mean to say that I intend to cover every vehicle that's first seen in the show. So most vehicles that make their debut appearance in the game I won't be discussing, unless I think they're of interest for whatever reason.
Do you understand?
Yes.
I also decided to note some of the real-life vehicles a lot of these are based on, accompanied by the relevant sources of course. But a word of warning here, keep in mind this isn't my usual area of expertise. I've done my best to identify them, but obviously there are people out there with far greater vehicular know-how than me. In any case, I hope you find the video interesting, and if you have anything else to add, please let me know in the comments.
Oh, and if you do find it interesting, please don't forget to give this video a like. It seriously helps a lot. I hate saying it, but really, it helps. Anyway, start revving your engines.
Well, it's about time.
Firstly, of course, there's a family sedan. Unsurprisingly, this initially appears in the first episode of the series, Simpsons roasting on an open fire, and has obviously appeared many other times since. In more recent times in the series, the car has been identified as a Plymouth Junker Roller, which doesn't actually exist. Sources claim its closest models in real life are a 1980s Plymouth Reliant and a 1970s Plymouth Valiant, and I personally think it has more in common with the latter. It kinda bothers me that it's an open-top convertible here, but whatever.
Oh well, can't win them all.
For one of the missions, you need to purchase a Plow King from Barney.
Take what you want, sexy leprechaun. Just don't shoot me with that dart gun!
And this is first seen in a season 4 episode, Mr. Plow.
Say hello to the Plow King!
Then there's the Duff truck. The first appearance of this one was hard to pinpoint, as it's made a number of small cameos throughout the series, and they sometimes have a different design. But the first appearance seems to be in season 2 episode Dancin' Homer, part by the Duff Brewery, and there are other similar shots throughout the series.
You can't get enough of that wonderful Duff.
And just as a side note, the Duff truck has some of the worst stats in the game.
Duff by name, Duff by nature.
In other unexplained news, strange black vans have been appearing all over town.
The surveillance van seen here is clearly a reference to the season 3 episode Bart the Murderer, in which a similar van is masquerading as a pizza van.
Aren't they connected with some sort of pizziola concern?
And this reference is further corroborated by the fact that the mission that introduces a surveillance van is titled Flowers by Irene, which directly alludes to the same scene. The bonus mission in this level sees you rewarded with Cletus's pickup truck.
Yeah, I don't know left from right neither.
Which again has made several appearances in the show, but it's actually changed quite a lot over the course of the series. In season 9's Lost Hour Lisa and season 10's Viva Ned Flanders, Cletus has a maroon coloured truck. Unless I'm mistaken, and I could be, I don't think we see Cletus's green pickup truck until season 11 episode Alone Again Naturally.
Now, honey, these my parents too.
And even then, it's a very brief appearance. I don't think it's ever properly seen in full, exactly as it is in the game, until season 12 episode Trilogy of Error, in which Homer hitches a ride after Marge inadvertently severs his thumb.
Hey, thanks for stopping.
Tain't nothing.
The truck itself is based on the Chevrolet Advanced design, a model that was active between the late 40s and mid 50s. I'll be honest, until this video, I don't think I'd even noticed that his truck had changed.
Sometimes it's only when you're forced to look into these things that you pick up on them, so to speak.
We're number one! We're number one!
The final car you are able to obtain here is the Elect Taurus, which is first seen in season 11 episode Beyond Blunderdome.
Dolphin! Oopsie.
Although the name references the Ford Taurus, it most resembles the General Motors EV1, introduced in the 90s.
Hello, I'm an electric car.
The secret car in level 1 is the Rocket Car, also known as the Speed Rocket, situated outside Chester J. Lampwick's Gold House. This is taken from the season 7 episode The Day the Violence Died, and is based on the Blue Flame, a rocket-powered vehicle that achieved the land speed record back in 1970, a title it held for over a decade.
Ay caramba!
Moving on to level 2, we start with a motorized version of the Honor Roller. This is Martin Prince's soapbox racer from the season 3 episode Saturdays of Thunder, that Martin lets Bart drive after his accident. We can also purchase Mr. Plow from Homer, seen in the episode
Well, Mr. Plow, obviously.
That name again is Mr. Plow.
and this is derived from a 1989 Ford Ranger. We can also purchase the limo here, and many limos have been seen throughout the series. Homer's driven at least 2 himself, including in season 10 episode Married to the Mob, although ironically the mob also seems to own this particular limo in the game.
Your misfortune is most entertaining to me.
It's based on a ZIL 41047 limousine. The Wikipedia article also states that production of these ended in 2010, but another more reputable source claims that production finished 8 years earlier, in 2002. They seem to use this model a lot for basic limousines in the show. If it's meant to be from a specific episode, it would help if the driver was included or something.
You mean it's not? Damn, I spent so much on this limo and I have nothing to show for it.
We can also purchase the fire truck. While it's not exactly the same, Apu can be seen driving a very similar fire truck in the Season 4 episode Homer the Heretic.
You ducks are really trying my patience. But you're so cute.
Later in the same season, another fire truck is seen in the episode Duffless, and we can see it's already starting to look more like the design in the game. For completing the bonus mission in this level, you obtain Grandpa's World War II vehicle. Now, again, I could be mistaken here, but I don't think this is based on a specific vehicle in the show, and yet I feel like I've seen it somewhere. The Hellfish emblem is a clear reference to Season 7 episode Raging Abe Simpson and his grumbling grandson in The Curse of the Flying Hellfish, but I can't find this particular vehicle in any episodes. In any case, it's derived from a Jeep CJ model, and it's true that similar Jeeps have been seen in the show, so I may just be getting confused.
Good work, Bart. Next time you stay at our place, you can have the steamed vegetable of your choice.
Completing all 3 races in the level sees you rewarded with Moe's sedan, which is seen in the Season 9 episode Dumbbell Indemnity, in which Moe convinces Homer to destroy the car for the insurance. This car bears a resemblance to the 1980 Pontiac Bonneville, and the secret vehicle in this level is the front end of the destroyed monorail. Of course, seen in the infamous Season 4 episode, Marge vs. the Monorail.
Donuts. Is there anything they can't do?
Lisa's default vehicle is the Malibu Stacy convertible.
Sweet forward momentum.
Now, there have been several appearances in the series of the toy car, although none of the appearances prior to the game look much like the car in this level. Ralph gets Lisa a model of a Malibu Stacy convertible in Season 4's I Love Lisa.
Look in the trunk. He must mean trunk.
And I think you'll agree, it looks totally different. The only vaguely similar depictions I could find appear after the video game chronologically. The most similar appearance is much later in Season 20, in the episode Treehouse of Horror 19.
Wow, a Malibu Stacy convertible!
And I'm unaware of any appearances of this particular model prior to this episode, which leads me to believe this might technically debut in Hit and Run.
Oh, cool.
Its appearance bears some resemblance to the Chevrolet Corvette, which has a very smooth, sleek design.
And by complete contrast, this next vehicle is about as far from smooth and sleek as possible.
Indeed, you can purchase the school bus from Otto at Camp Krusty.
Look, I don't have any special brownies left. I ate them all.
But do you think I can use your school bus?
Oh, right. Cool.
The bus has obviously been seen many times throughout the series, but its first appearance is in the Season 1 episode Homer's Odyssey.
Hey, Wendell, you made it, buddy.
And yes, unsurprisingly, this is based on a school bus.
Cool!
You can also purchase the Lard Lad donut truck. Although this particular vehicle isn't seen in the show, it's clearly inspired by Lard Lad donuts, first seen in Season 7 episode Treehouse of Horror 6.
The chain that put the fat in fat southern sheriffs.
Now we move on to the nerd car. This is one of the few I couldn't seem to find in the show, but I wanted to mention it as I could easily be wrong here. At first I thought it might be Superintendent Chalmers' Honda,
What's the point of having a Honda if you can't show it off?
but I think I'm clutching at straws here. They don't really look alike. The Hit and Run wiki suggests that this is likely based on a 1976 Chevrolet Chevette or a 1971 Ford Pinto. Personally, I think it looks more like the former, but in any case, I can't tell you if it's from an episode.
Can you?
If you need help recovering your brother's body, living body, give me a call.
Completing the bonus mission rewards you with Principal Skinner's sedan.
You're no good at anything.
Yes, Mother.
This appears to be modelled after the 1982 Dodge Aries, which I honestly don't recall seeing in the show. But the thing is, I looked this one up, and more than one source claims that it first appears in the Season 12 episode Pokemon. But amusingly, you never actually see the car before it's engulfed in flames.
My car!
Just as amusingly, in Season 8 episode The Secret War of Lisa Simpson, Skinner's car is destroyed, and again, you don't see it prior to this. At one point in the series, Skinner states that he doesn't own a car.
I've always admired car owners, and I hope to be one myself as soon as I finish paying off Mother.
But he has been seen with other cars in the series, and none of them seem to look like this one.
Probably because he keeps having to invest in new ones.
Yay! I won!
Winning all the races in this level rewards you with the book-burning mobile, first seen in Season 10 episode They Saved Lisa's Brain. And finally, the secret car here is Nightboat, seen in the Season 6 episode And Maggie Makes 3, in which it appears as a parody of Knight Rider.
Oh, Nightboat, go!
We then move on to level 4, Marge's level, and oddly we don't see the other family car commonly seen in the series, but instead Marge's default vehicle is the Canyonero, a parody of large SUVs, bearing a resemblance to the Jeep Wagoneer and a 1980s Range Rover. It's first seen in Season 9's The Last Temptation of Crust.
Canyonero!
And the car is eventually purchased by Homer in the episode Marge Simpson in Screaming Yellow Honkers in Season 10. And it's in this episode that Marge's road rage is established.
Try the gas pedal, Grandma. It's right there, next to the brake. You're looking at some serious road rage.
Willie's tractor can be purchased in this level.
Here I've got to sell my beloved tractor.
The Willie has again made a number of appearances in the show, beginning with Radio Bart in Season 3, although it looks a lot different here. A similar orange tractor is seen again in Bart's dream sequence at the beginning of Camp Krusty in Season 4, but I don't think we see this particular red tractor until the episode Whacking Day later that season, in which it's a pretty major plot point.
It's not often that the Willy is a big feature. What?
Although the tractor belongs to Willie himself, the name Willie depicted on the tractor is likely a reference to Willis Overland Motors, the Jeep manufacturer.
Okay, I think I've said Willy far too often now.
That's the last time you'll slap your willy around.
One can indeed have too much Willy, but you know what does give me the willies? Clowns.
Yes, the next vehicle is the clown car. This can be obtained by completing all of the races here, and this is inspired by the clown car seen in Season 11 episode Brother's Little Helper.
Sir Wide Bottom! I'm stuck.
Although it looks to be a little bigger.
Yeah, you're gonna buy a car?
Krusty's limo can also be purchased in this level, and seems to adopt a very similar look. I don't recall seeing this vehicle in the show, however. I could be wrong, but the only times I've ever seen Krusty in a limo, I swear it's only ever been a plain black limo.
Get back in. It's only funny with a small car.
Man, they love their generic black limos, don't they?
Give me a call if you want to hear my theories on why Krusty has jumped the shark. Good day.
Completing the bonus mission here rewards you with Comic Book Guy's Kremlin, based on the AMC Gremlin, which is first seen in Season 10 episode Viva Ned Flanders, and has made numerous appearances since. Oh, and as a side note, Hans Moleman is seen driving a similar green gremlin in Treehouse of Horror 4. One thing I find interesting here is that one of the purchasable cars, the Curator, based on an Aston Martin DB2, appears to be exclusive to the game, and yet there are garbage trucks seen in this level that you would think are generic vehicles, but it seems they are actually derived from the garbage trucks seen in Season 12's Trilogy of Error.
Son of a diddly.
I'm unsure if this specific design appears in other episodes prior to the game. I honestly didn't have the time to trawl through 300 odd episodes to research Springfield's waste collection.
It would ironically be a waste of time.
Now, Apu's default car is an interesting one. It's called the Longhorn, and it's based on the Pontiac Firebird he drives in the show, albeit a different design and colour. The wiki states that this alteration is likely due to legal reasons, but it looks to be the same model otherwise. I'm actually uncertain why the colour was changed, as they kept the red paintwork in Road Rage, but whatever, I guess. The car was first seen in Two Bad Neighbors in Season 7.
Do you have an oversized vehicle that I might be borrowing?
In this level, you can also purchase the car built for Homer, aka the Homer, from Season 2 episode Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, complete with its La Cucaracha horn. Classy stuff. The Buzz Cola truck can be purchased here, and although the truck itself is exclusive to the game, I thought it would be interesting to note that the first mention of Buzz Cola is once again in Season 2's Dancing Homer.
I said I thought it would be interesting, but I didn't promise you it would be.
Now, the police car is an interesting one, as various police cars have been seen throughout the series. A similar black and white police car is seen towards the end of Season 1 episode The Crepes of Wrath, but its design is still a little different. The car seen in the following episode, Krusty Gets Busted, looks more like the one in the game, although it's not a perfect likeness. It's a little rough around the edges, much like everything else in Season 1. A very similar depiction of Wiggum's car can be seen in the Season 3 episode Homer Alone, although it's not shown in its entirety, and the depictions of the police cars vary a lot more than you'd think throughout the series. I could easily have missed some brief cameos, but I think the very first example of the car looking pretty much exactly as it does in the game is in Season 6 episode The Springfield Connection. The model, colour and general design are pretty much spot on.
Well, we got everything we need on you.
Prior to this, there are several variations, and the inconsistencies continue for several more seasons. They are often shown to be entirely white, rather than the more familiar white and black variant, and there are also a handful of anomalies. In at least 2 episodes I looked at, they're shown to be blue for some reason.
Well, I'll be damned.
Believe it or not, it seems the standard black and white police car isn't seen on a more regular basis until around seasons 10 and 11, and even after that the depictions vary a lot. I never thought I would spend so long researching the appearance of Chief Wiggum's car, but here we are.
Life well spent!
This design is based on a Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor.
That car was 1 day from retirement.
Awarded to you for winning the street races is El Carro Loco, which borrows its appearance from a 1970 Chevrolet El Camino. Despite its cool neon look though, I don't think this features in an episode.
Look, if you need a ride, instant message my Cortex, by which I mean, call me.
The same goes for Professor Frink's hover car. There have been a few occasions when hover cars have been alluded to and even seen, but I don't think this exact vehicle has ever been seen in a show.
Okay, so these last two probably didn't need to be included, but I just wanted to give them a mention. In the words of Marge,
I just think they're neat.
Level 6 sees Bart in possession of his second default car, the Farini, first seen in Season 5 episode Burns' Heir, in which it's gifted to him by Mr. Burns. The car is based on the Ferrari 308 GTS, although its appearance also derives inspiration from the 1987 Ferrari F40.
Oh, this is too cool for school.
In this level you can also purchase the Globex supervillain car. Although the car itself does not feature in the show, it references the Globex Corporation, run by Hank Scorpio in the Season 8 episode You Only Move Twice. In this level we also obtain Snake's Lil Bandit. Although this has made several appearances from Season 3 onwards, its model has altered over the years. In its earliest appearance in the episode Separate Vocations, Little Bandit seems to be based on a 1969 Dodge Charger RT. However, a more detailed depiction of the vehicle is seen in Realty Bites in Season 9. In which it's based on a 1968 Pontiac Firebird. While design-wise the hit and run adaptation has more in common with the previous model, to me this interestingly looks like a hybrid of both depictions.
She needs premium, dude! Premium! Dude!
Completing the street races in this level rewards you with the 1936 Stutz Bearcat.
Hey, slower traffic to the right, please.
A vehicle first seen in Season 9's The Trouble with Trillions, based on an actual Stutz Bearcat sports car. And the last vehicle of note here is the Secret Vehicle, which can be found at Planet Hype. This is revealed to be Hans Moleman's car in the Season 8 episode My Sister, My Sitter.
Help me!
And is based on a 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz.
Jump to light speed. Careful!
The final level is another Homer level, and his default vehicle here is the 70s sports car, which has been seen in numerous flashbacks, beginning with Season 2's The Way We Was.
Some people call me Maurice.
In Season 3 episode I Married Marge, it's shown through flashbacks that Homer sold this car in order to support Marge and the baby. In terms of its appearance, the car adapts elements of a 1970 Dodge Challenger and a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda, and as was the case with the family sedan, in the game it's a convertible.
Man, the air feels good on my neck.
You can also purchase the zombie car in this level. This is first seen driven by the zombies in Season 9 episode Treehouse of Horror 8. It's also interesting to note that the hearse Homer drives in this episode is similar in appearance to the hearses seen in this level, but the more stylized hearse here is an interesting case. Not only can it be purchased, but it also replaces the standard police cars when a hit and run is triggered.
Hey, King Homer, if you dare.
Now, while it's obviously a hearse, the only vehicle from the show that I could think of that bears a vague similarity to it is in Season 13 episode Jaws Wired Shut, seen at the Demolition Derby towards the end.
Go around!
The model doesn't look the same at all, but the flame design on black paintwork is similar.
Can you come and get me? I'll pay you in back rub.
You can also purchase Professor Frink's hoverbike here. This is first seen in Season 6 episode Lemon of Troy.
Okay.
Completing Smithers' bonus mission also sees you rewarded with Mr. Burns' limo, which has made several appearances in the show, the first being Season 2 episode 2 Cars in Every Garage and 3 Eyes on Every Fish. It's based primarily on a Rolls-Royce Silver Dawn, but also derives inspiration from Rolls-Royce cars generally. Now, the vehicle rewarded to you for completing the races in this level is the open-wheel race car, which I find to be another interesting case. According to the Simpsons fandom wiki, the first appearance of this car is in a deleted scene for Treehouse of Horror Explorer 4, later shown in the 138th episode Spectacular in Season 7.
I'd sell my soul for a Formula One racing car.
That can be arranged.
But I'm gonna go ahead and refute this right now. I mean, sure, it's a red racing car with a banner for Laramie cigarettes on it, but it looks totally different.
It's close, you might say we're smoking hot, but no cigar.
In any case, the only noted canonical appearance is in a blink and you'll miss it scene in How I Spent My Strummer Vacation in Season 14, belonging to one of the rock stars, possibly Lenny Kravitz, as he's seen approaching the vehicle. I know this scene is poking fun at the recklessly extravagant nature of rock stars here, but seriously, I would never have thought to look here for this vehicle if it weren't for someone noting it on the wiki. Whoever you are, you really have an eye for detail.
I wish I'd pay more attention.
This car is based on the McLaren MP42, driven by racing driver Niki Lauda in the 1984 Brazilian Grand Prix.
Now that's interesting.
Now I'm going to talk about some miscellaneous vehicles that aren't necessarily based on real vehicles or vehicles in the show, but they do reference certain episodes.
These vehicles can only be unlocked using a cheat, but are otherwise seen in missions throughout the game. Firstly, there's the Bone Storm truck, distributing copies of Bone Storm 2.
Vengeance will be mine.
The follow-up to the much sought-after game that Bart shoplifts in Season 7 episode Marge Be Not Proud. There's also the non-uplets minivan. While the minivan itself doesn't appear in the show, the Shelbyville 9 family is seen in the episode 8 Misbehavin' in Season 11.
We're on Cloud 9.
The milk truck boasts that it's genuine ungulant milk, the irony being that ungulant isn't a word. I don't recall this appearing in an episode, although I could be wrong, but I do see this as a reference to Season 10's Mared to the Mob, in which Fat Tony's rat milk is distributed as genuine animal milk.
I'm outraged. You promised me dog or higher.
The Itchy and Scratchy the movie truck clearly references Itchy and Scratchy the movie from Season 4, as do the billboards dotted around. While the Mr. Burns armoured trucks depict the Monty Burns Casino, first seen in Springfield, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Legalized Gambling from Season 5. And finally, the only anomaly we have here is the Phineas Q Butterfat ice cream truck. Anomalous because it's not seen in any missions whatsoever and is only accessible via a cheat code. It's not seen in an episode, but is clearly based on Phineas Q Butterfat's ice cream parlor, first seen in Lisa's Pony in Season 3, although its Marge-like external appearance is first seen in Homer Alone in the same season. And I think that's all I have to talk about today.
Yeah, so, I don't know what else to say, so, bye.
Worst ending ever.
Hey everyone! This video has been a journey, I swear. There were issues every step of the way. I genuinely believe some external forces simply didn't want this video to be made, but it's done now. I hope you enjoyed it, and like I said earlier, please keep in mind that talking about cars is very much alien territory for me. I've tried hard to maintain accuracy as usual, but it wouldn't surprise me if I made one or two errors or oversights. I also want to give credit to whoever supplied the basic necessary info on the Simpsons wiki and the Hit and Run wiki. While I did try to branch out and find stuff out for myself, this was a great starting point and some people really know their stuff.
S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
Kudos. Or is that Kodos?
I like it.
Anyway, as some of you are well aware, I also have a game review underway. One I feel as though I've been, bullied into, hint hint. It's still in the early stages now, but it shouldn't take nearly as long as this one. I do hope I'm not speaking too soon. I'm also hoping to get back on track with shorts, of course. They've noticeably taken a back seat over the last couple of weeks. In the meantime, thanks again, and a huge welcome to the new subscribers. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.